Welcome to the Hope to My Younger Self podcast. I am Cato, Andah, a licensed therapist.
And I'm Baraka, a storyteller. We are the authors of the best-selling book, Letters of Hope to My Younger Self, which inspired this podcast.
Hope is our theme, and helping you recalibrate is our goal.
So, subscribe to this podcast, share it, and give us a good rating.
Now, let's get started.
Well, hello there, and welcome to the Hope to My Younger Self podcast. My name is Baraka. I'm going to be in the studio with my co-author, friend, and sister, Cato, Andah, and of course, our very, very first for the year, the incredible, absolutely indefatigable Veronica Safoa Owusu. You guys do not want to miss it. Where are you watching us from? Baraka dazwa to you. Sanunku dazwa yaya de kakwana lafia. It is wonderful to see you. Sawubonani to you. Thank you for joining us. I just greeted you in Hausa and also in Zulu. Ansuma to you, Ndinao to you, Akwaba Uhuteden. You know we always do this, right? We're always greeting each other in different languages all around the world, especially on the African continent. So stay tuned to us. We're just going to jump in right now. Today, our guest is the beautiful, incredible, ever smiling Veronica Safoa Owusu. She is a signature coach creation specialist. Sorry, that is actually a signature course creation specialist. Autocorrect, my goodness. A supernova catalyst, mindset coach for extraordinary leaders, upcoming author whose new book will be released on December 4th. Listen, by the time you actually get to listen to this podcast, the book would have been released already, and we're going to put the link in the bio so you can go on Amazon and wherever books are sold and grab a copy of the book. She's also a transformative speaker and president of Educom, and she is also a mother of two incredibly adorable children. Ladies and gentlemen, and all of you who are podcast mongers and hope mongers and storytelling mongers, please help us welcome to our very first podcast of the year, Veronica Safoa Owusu. Veronica, you are very welcome to the show. Hi.
Wow, you got me. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. My cheeks, my muscle cheeks are hurting right now because I'm always smiling, and just hearing you greet, the power, the conviction in your voice is I got goosebumps. Thank you so much, Zoe.
Oh, thank you. Abba, you welcome to the show too, sis. Come on in. What's going on?
I'm so excited, Zoe. This is our first ever episode of this podcast collaboration. And isn't it amazing how a connection led to a friendship, led to a sisterhood, led to shows about hope, led to an amazing best-selling book, led to a podcast. It's just more and more things are happening.
Yeah, led to somebody discovering her destiny and purpose and ending her life to another continent. My goodness, so much going on.
And it's so exciting. And Veronica is, I absolutely love this lady. She is my business coach, and so I'm so excited that she gets to share what is truly gold nuggets. This woman embodies everything she talks about, and I'm so happy to share her with our listening audience. Yeah.
Wow, Abba, thank you so much. I have a special sentiment to you because we go way back. Thank you so much.
We go way back in the day, right?
Back in the day.
All right, Abba, I know you have some questions that you would like to start off with before Veronica actually reads the letter of hope to her younger self. So let's set the stage up a little bit for you. What we're going to be doing really is that when our guests come in, they would have written a letter of hope to their younger selves in advance. And we want them to read the letter in their voice so you can hear the emotions and the way they emote, and, they get to interact with themselves. It's almost three versions of themselves. There's themselves now, themselves in the past, and then themselves in the future, because you get to see them through their voice. And so that's what we're going to be doing. Before Veronica reads her letter of hope to her younger self, I know Abba has a few questions. Eva, the incredible therapist, she has a few questions, just a little deep dive, not too much, we promise. And then Veronica will read and the letter of hope to her younger self. So let's take it away, Abba.
Well, Veronica, so some of the questions will come after you read the letter. But
Sure.
I guess the first one is tell us at what stage in your life, which younger self you wrote to, and tell us what was going on in your life. That's, inspired the letter.
Yeah. So this was a letter to my mid 20s, late 20s self, right? My childhood, where I was born and raised in Ghana, was a very colorful, vibrant one, right? It created a very vibrant soul that yearned to experience joy, fulfillment, and just, that free spirit. Yet somewhere along the line, she lost herself. And that was during that stage in my late mid 20s that I actually needed to talk to.
What was going on? What caused you to lose yourself?
Yeah. Um, when you start living life according to other people's expectations, when you start living life to other people's expectations of what you should or shouldn't be, other people's standards, you lose yourself because society has, I would say, I would even dare to say, tricked us into growing up, into thinking that you're supposed to fit this box, you're supposed to tick these boxes off the to-do list of success, right? And in doing so, you are prone to lose yourself in the process because that box wasn't designed for you, and you can't, bang a triangle into a square.
Yeah, yeah. It's interesting because I always catch up and read up about you. And one of the things I've read about you, which we haven't talked about, is the fact that you write that you are the product of a traditional Ghanaian father and a liberal Polish mother. So
Yes.
whose expectations
Yes.
what
So
did you
in my, of
to?
course, so in my late 20s, early mid, no, mid 20s, late 20s, this is the expectations of my husband. So I was kind of trapped in this narcissistic, emotionally abusive marriage for many years, which I'll get into details later on. So when it comes to losing myself, finding myself meant going back to the Veronica
Wow.
that was instilled with those traditions, with those principles. My father, Daniel Kwesi Owusu, may his soul rest in peace. He instilled me the attitude of positive thinking. Veronica, think positively. Veronica, don't worry. God is in control, right? All those things. So he was certainly someone that instilled those principles, and also being proud of who you are. I remember him telling us stories of his encounters back in Poland, where he met my mom. My father used to work for the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation (GBC), and they sent him to Poland to continue some studies in in broadcasting, right? And he met my mom there. And I remember so vividly telling the story of the situation where he was in a pub or something like that, and this drunkard came to him saying, "Oh, you're so dirty. Look at your skin." My father laughed and said, "Bring me a white napkin. Rub your finger over it. I'll rub my finger next to it, and tell me who's dirty then." And he laughed about it, right? He wasn't offended. He knew who he was. So that story just stuck with me. When you know who you are, you cannot be offended. You can only laugh and just feel pity for those that don't know any better.
Wow.
Wow,
Wow.
that's amazing. That's amazing. Miss Veronica, take it away. Let's hear your letter. To your
Okay,
younger
let me
self.
pop it up. So, are you ready?
Take it away.
Dear younger self, I've learned something vital along the way, something I wish I had known when I was in your shoes. Labels are fleeting. They drift in and out, but they never define who you are. You're not bound by them, these labels. Remember who you are beyond the labels. You are divinely created and crafted as a masterpiece. Don't lose yourself in trying to fit into other people's expectations of who you should or shouldn't be. Your mind is a garden. Sow the seeds of positivity and nurture a sanctuary where your thoughts bloom like fragrant flowers, safeguarding this sanctuary for those who seek to manipulate or drain your energy. Your essence is a treasure chest. Your gifts, your passion, your knowledge, your skills shimmer like gold dust. Spend time uncovering them. It's not just about what you do, but who you are and who you're becoming. Strive to be the best version of yourself, an embodiment of love, enlightenment, consciousness, empowerment, focus, and clarity. As you journey forward, you will grow, take up space, and breathing life into your boldest dreams. Thank you for navigating through fiery explosions of life. Without your resilience, your perseverance, I wouldn't be who I am today. Thank you for allowing yourself to evolve and transform into this remarkable person, the Goldust Queen, a lighthouse that shines, helping others navigate through stormy nights. Always remember, you are deeply and passionately loved.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
I closed my eyes briefly because I wanted to capture all of that. That
Mm,
is such a powerful letter.
Such
And
a powerful letter,
yeah,
thank you.
Mm,
and I
mm.
hear the love you have for yourself and the love you have for your younger self. You are not in the regret stage. You're not saying, I wish I had done this or that. You're saying all of that mattered, and you're here now, and you're the gold dust queen. And that mindset shift, man, I can unpack that for days, but we're not going to do that today.
We can unpack it for days, but man, let me just tell you what I'm hearing, because I think
Mm,
Mhm.
you point to something that is so important to the heart of who every person is. That is knowing who you are, your identity versus the label. And I think even anybody who even gets to see the video of this sees what a beautiful, confident woman you are, because many women beat themselves up. Why is
Yes.
somebody as beautiful and as accomplished as I am? How did I get into a dysfunctional relationship? You
mm.
know, and the truth is that, and that's a whole area of talking about. But
That-
it slowly comes with a seduction and a sweet and love bombing and so on until you are kind of drawn in, and then you see that the person's true colors. But that's not even the point of what we're talking about. The point is, so many amazing women and men have lost themselves in relationships, and God bless you for understanding that, what, it's about going back to the heart of who I am,
yes.
rediscovering my identity, not the label I'm putting on myself: wife, mother, business, coach,
You
whatever
can
it
lose
is,
all that.
but to know truly who you are,
Yeah.
and then to let that come. I think and another thing I love is you talk about safeguard your, what do you say, your essence from being drained, right?
Yes, yes,
That
yes.
is
Because there will be those that will want to manipulate that,
so
more
will
than
be
those that
those.
will, the energy vampires, and they
Absolutely.
see your light, they see you shine, they see you, glow, and they're attracted to that. That's
Yes.
why pathetic women, especially, will attract people that want to drain that. So you have to safeguard your
And
sanctuary.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. And so I love that for any of us. Safeguard your essence, safeguard your energy. It
Yes,
doesn't
yes,
matter whoever it is. Don't let people around you, at least not for too long, who will drain you. Um,
okay.
yeah. The other thing I love, you said, grow up and take up space.
Mm-hmm.
Grow up
Yes.
and expand. Take up space.
And
Beautiful, amazing, just amazing.
taking that space really, it requires your expansion. You have to expand your energy, you have to expand yourself into this new vibrational frequency. I share these 50 golden nuggets that helped me through this journey. Mind you, it wasn't overnight. Mind you, I have had my pillow soaked with tears, right? Moments just staring in the distance, looking at the window, wondering why, what next. It's a grieving process when you do lose yourself and realize that something that you had once identified yourself with ceases to exist, like in a relationship, a marriage, right? This is like something that you'd been building yourself up to as a child growing up, and this is essentially what you had to achieve. But then you lose that and you start questioning yourself and start wondering what next, and it's a true grieving process. So I know that these golden nuggets helped me, but only if you apply. There's nothing more worse than just knowing something but not applying it and becoming that. We know things intellectually. After all, are strong women, yes, confident. We know we're not supposed to do this. We know that essentially we have to be careful. We know this, and we know intellectually, but that's not yet a part of our core belief system. And then that's where the problem starts,
Yeah.
where we not only attract,
Yeah.
we tolerate. Because you can attract all sorts of people into your life. It's not,
Right.
you're always attracting something, but the threshold and where you now accept and tolerate, now that's where the issue is.
Wow.
Mm.
I love that you talk about a grieving process because so many people are quick to want to jump to fabulousness, but it's a journey, right? You have to go through that grieving process, then recognize that, you know what, I can reclaim myself. And
Yes.
I love that you talk about that.
You know,
Yeah.
and just to chip in, I feel like for everyone who's ever achieved any greatness in any space at all, um, there's always a wilderness situation. We all have to go through it. Even Jesus, the Son of God himself, went through that. Everybody has a wilderness space that we go into. What we forget, though, is the fact that that wilderness space is what's building us. You know, if
Mhm.
you find yourself in the Sahara and the sun is beating on you and the sun is in your toes and you don't know you're in the dunes and all that, that's what builds your character. It helps you figure out, do I still believe in where I am going? Because if you don't believe in where you're going, you tend almost always to turn around and try to find where you just came from. But if you kept pushing a little bit, you would go and find what they call the wadi, because there's always like little springs of water in the Sahara, right?
Mm.
That's when you suddenly chance upon water. Suddenly
Yeah.
there's water in the desert. Suddenly there's this growth in the desert. So I
Mhm.
really like that you say that you grow into your space, and that
Mm,
in those spaces, those dry spaces, everybody has to go through it, and we just need to,
Yeah.
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
I
when,
think I think
yeah.
another thing I'm hearing too is again the consistency of Veronica, about going to
Mm,
the core of who you are. And I'm telling you, anybody who has a business idea and not sure where to start, go see this woman,
mm.
because I thought she'd tell me, okay, open up a StreamYard, open up a Zoom. No, 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 no. She went deep down,
Who can't do that? Like, yeah,
right? What are your
it's out there.
stories? So she literally mined, it's so interesting. She mined my stories.
Mm,
We put
mm,
it together, we discussed it, we
mm.
picked out keywords. Well, this is what you are. I'm not telling you, you are actually using your stories,
Saying it
using your
right.
life. And that's
Mm,
exactly what she's saying here too. So
mm.
God bless you for what you're doing, Veronica. All
Thank you
grace to your
so much.
grace. What is your book called again?
So it's Rise Up, Gold Dust Queen, the 50 golden nuggets of wisdom to reignite your spark and rebuild your life after a relationship breakup or a divorce. And I wanted to just add upon the analogy of the Sahara Desert, for example, and why gold dust. You know, we have gone through these fiery explosions of life,
Mm.
be it a divorce, relationship breakup, losing a job, losing a loved one, even whatever it is that you have been through. I like to see it as a supernova because who's a gold dust queen? She has released her gold dust. What does that mean? Where does gold come from? Where does gold dust come from? That's the question that we should, be asking. When a supernova, which is a star that explodes because it has reached its kind of lifetime or lifespan, it explodes, a supernova. And when a supernova happens, the fiery explosions, the high temperature, the intense fusion creates new elements, such
Mm.
as gold. It creates new planets, even.
Mm.
It creates new stars and forges new pathways of creation just by that explosive event. So in life, we may feel that we've got like we're going through fire, and that's where gold is created through fire.
Mm,
Diamond through
mm,
pressure,
mm.
gold through fire, and hence the gold dust queen because she's been through something.
Wow.
So the book is aimed to really guide her into becoming who she already is
Wow. Despite the things she's been through, despite
because of the things she has been through.
Because of the things. That's where we're going. Yes.
things.
Yes,
Oh,
because of the things you're going through. And
mm,
Abba and Veronica, just to add to that, we all come into our purpose because of the things we went through. I mean, the gold dust. Now, the way you're explaining supernova, my brain is doing a whole hypersensitive jump. I'm like doing cartwheels in my heart and going, that's the word I've been looking for. Because you keep asking whatever you believe in, you keep saying, why am I here? Why am I here? But you can only get to there because of where you are now. You know what I mean? That's it. We cannot find our purpose without going through the pressure, the heat, the explosion of the supernova. We cannot. So
Yes.
I'm just so excited that you touch on that. And I think every young woman, I'm so passionate about that. Every young woman must find that. I think it was Miles Monroe who said, I don't understand when people say or sing that song, ain't no sunshine when she's gone, or ain't no sunshine when he's gone. No, honey, we're not. You're not my sunshine. I'm a constellation. You're a constellation. And when we come together, we create a bigger
mm, mm,
constellation. So we
mm,
have to find ourselves first,
mm,
you know.
mm.
So
And I
really
love that
do
you
I
that.
truly believe
Yeah.
that. Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
Preach.
one thing I want to stress upon is to not give up on love, because very often we become, yes, because of what we've been through, we become this independent. Yes, we're free, we have the money, we are financially free, we can do it on our own, and so on and so forth. I don't need this, I don't need a man. I don't, no,
No, you do.
exactly. So we don't fall into that kind of attitude. The
Mm,
cells in our bodies are collaborating
mm,
for a purpose, for the
mm,
heart to beat, for the lungs, for the liver. They are collaborating. We too are collaborative beings. But
mm,
the only time that you can experience genuine love is to the standard of which you love yourself.
Mm,
mm.
mm,
It's
Yes.
called the law of proportional standards, which I talk about in the book as well.
mm.
Oh.
You cannot attract anything of which you're not a standard of.
Yes. And you
Mm.
can't
You're
give
only
what you don't have.
Yes.
Mm,
right.
Wow.
So don't give up on love. The love exists in true, genuine, purposeful love. I like to
Mm.
see it as purposeful as
Wow.
mhm.
well. Exists only when you release that goldust queen that you are.
So, the other way of putting it is that the more you allow yourself to love on yourself, then the more you increase your capacity to love your loved ones,
Mhm. Mhm.
which is
Absolutely.
amazing too. You know.
Wow. Wow. We're almost getting to the 25-minute mark, and I'm very upset about that because this conversation could go on and on and on and on. The point I believe we're trying to make with this podcast is one, hope, and the fact that there is no story without us. And there is no good story without the resilience part and the desert situations and the hurt and the pain and all of that. But what you make of it after it's done is the most important thing, because we're always beginning a story and we're always ending a story at every given moment. We are always doing that. And so we just wanted to, kind of invite Veronica into our space today to just share a little of hope to herself, but also to you, the listener, the person that's listening. We don't know what situation you may be finding yourself in right now, but the fact that Veronica has made it, the fact that, she is making it because it's a constant
Oh,
thing, right?
it's
Right.
never
And the fact
ending.
that I'm making it and Abba is making it, and we're still here. That's the point. We're still here and we're still creating. Oh, I have to use that word, supernovas. We're still, it's it's a
Mm,
kaleidoscope. We're bursting into each other, exploding light and bursting into each other and exploding light consistently all the time. The point is this: hope is active, it is consistent, it is you walking through it. And we absolutely want you to understand that. And also, please do not give up on love. Abba, what do you have to say before we sign off?
I think for me the big reminder is that the fire, the pressure produces the gold.
Mhm.
So despite what you've gone through, don't look down on yourself. Don't give
Yes.
up on yourself. Stay the course. be resilient, know who you are, and step into that purpose, right? Release your gold dusts.
Wow.
Thank you
Wow.
for showing us all of that. That's
Yeah.
amazing. In
Thank you
25
so
minutes, you
much.
taught us something amazing. Thank
Yeah. And I have just fallen in love with the supernova all over again. Veronica, just before you go, what would be the last thing you want any person, not just young women, but really
Yeah,
just anyone going through something to take with them?
absolutely. Um, One thing that has served me is knowing who I am beyond the labels. So the question I ask and leave today is, who are you when everything you had once identified yourself with ceases to exist? If you can answer that question, you're halfway through to success.
you.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Guys, well, we've been in the studio, the Hope Studio, with Cato and my co-author, sister, friend, you really just mentor and everything. And of course, the incredible Veronica Safoa Owusu. We'll see you next week with another Hope to My Younger Self episode. Okay, we'll see you, and just enjoy your day and be a supernova. We want you to do that. Just be a supernova. We'll
Be
see
a
you.
supernova. Thank you. Bye.
Bye,
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Hope to My Younger Self podcast.
We would like to continue bringing you inspiring episodes, so please subscribe to this podcast.
And if you've enjoyed what you've just heard, please give us a good rating.
Our best-selling book, Letters of Hope to My Younger Self, which inspired this podcast, is available wherever books are sold.
So get your copy and get a copy for a friend to support our legacy book projects. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
See you next time.